Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project 365, episode 648. Today what we're doing is taking care of this bad boy right here. They call it the sternocleidomastoid, SCM. It's a muscle that kind of gets overworked or tends to get overworked all day long because we turn into these chronic chest breathers rather than being those good diaphragmatic breathers. You probably couldn't see that part. Good diaphragmatic breathers that we were taught about in music class. But what I'm going to do is show you today is a little bit of how we're going to mobilize this using just our hands. And this pen gives us a great representation because this is where the muscle is. I'll show you in just one more second how to find it. But once it's right there, what I want people to be able to do is put that right in between their hands like they would if they were kind of rolling back and forth on a Tootsie Roll. I don't know why I come up as Tootsie Roll, but that's what comes into my mind. You're just going to kind of roll just like that. Or if you're trying to roll some dough, I guess that would make that sense too. But either way, so picture this. Thumb on one end, fingers on the other end. We're going to roll back and forth. The thumb is the one that gives the most pressure. You can get the most mobilization with the thumb because it has more of a focal point as you work up and down. So let's show you how to find it and mobilize it yourself. So if I'm right here, the things you have to understand about the muscle itself, all right, is where it attaches to, all right? It's called sternocleidomastoid, so it has three attachments. It has an attachment right here to the sternum, which you see as I pop up. It has an attachment right there to the clavicle. That's where they get the sternocleidomastoid portion of it, right? And then it has an attachment up here to this prominence that they call the mastoid. It's on the skull. So they ingeniously put it together as sternocleidomastoid. Now, if I was to take this pen and I was to represent my SCM and I was to take my thumb, just like this, and my fingers, just like that, and I was to roll them back and forth, I'd be demonstrating exactly what I want you to do on the SCM itself. So let's do that. I'm going to lift up my head just like such. That way I can identify that tissue. I'm going to drop that back down, make it nice and loose, and I'm just going to go ahead and roll back and forth. And I'm going to continue up, all the way up that same muscle, up the track of that muscle. If I lose it, I just lift my head up just a little bit, and it allows me to pinch, and I go ahead and go back and forth. If I find a hot spot, if I find a spot that's super tender, I'm going to call that a 10, and I'm going to continue to go back and forth, up and down until that 10 turns into a 5, all right? So I can just scavenger hunt all the way up and down, all right, finding any of those knots and alleviating them. Cool? So what we're going to do, spend 2 minutes on each side and take care of those SCMs. And until tomorrow, we're optimizing function. It's optimizing performance.